Have you ever noticed how some men naturally command respect, while others struggle to be taken seriously, no matter how hard they try? It's not about money, looks, or even charm. The real secret lies in making the right move at the right time. In today's video, I'm revealing one game-changing action that will make her respect you, not out of fear or obligation, but out of genuine admiration. Stick with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could completely shift the way you approach relationships. This isn't just another piece of advice, it's a blueprint for becoming the kind of man she can't ignore, and it all begins with one decisive step. If you're ready to take control of your life and relationships, drop "I'm ready" in the comments. And if this is your first time here at Win Stoic, hit that subscribe button. This channel is your go-to for knowledge, power, and strategies to thrive as a high-value man. Smash that like button and let's dive in. Number 1. Emotional chaos and self-worth. Respect isn't freely given. It's earned through actions that reflect confidence and self-worth. When you walk away from a relationship, especially after giving your best, you ignite something powerful, a shift in her emotional world that she may not even be prepared for. At first, she might act indifferent, maybe even convince herself she's better off without you. But beneath that surface, a storm begins to brew. Slowly, she realizes that what she took for granted was anything but ordinary. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And that's exactly where the internal battle begins for her. As she replays the moments you shared, your emotional strength, reliability, and presence, she starts to see the void you left behind. You see, many women don't consciously realize how much they rely on a man's emotional steadiness. It's like air, always there, unnoticed until it's gone. And when it's gone, that confidence she once had starts to crack. The independence she flaunted suddenly feels hollow. This is where Stoicism becomes your greatest weapon. Walking away with quiet confidence, not out of anger or desperation, but out of self-respect, sets you apart. A high-value man doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't chase validation. He chooses. And that choice shifts everything. At first, she might react with anger, post pictures online that scream, "I'm thriving," or casually check in through mutual friends. But make no mistake, this is just a mask for the inner turmoil she's feeling. A man who carries himself with self-respect and stoic grace isn't easily replaced. And as reality sets in, she's forced to reflect on things she never wanted to confront. Her lack of appreciation, poor communication, or even her reliance on external validation. That's the power of walking away with dignity. You're sending a clear message. You are not a man who begs. You are a man who chooses. And that realization, it lingers. It stays with her in the quiet moments, the way you laughed, how you listened, the security she felt with you. In a world where respect is often overlooked, this single move puts you in a league of your own. Men, understand this. Walking away isn't about punishing her, it's about honoring yourself. Stoicism teaches us a simple yet profound truth. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. You can't force respect, but you can command it through emotional strength and unwavering independence. High-value men aren't easy to come by, and when she realizes she's lost one, the chaos she feels isn't just about you. It's about what your absence represents, the void of authenticity, stability, and depth that only a man of true worth can bring. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By choosing to walk away with grace and conviction, you send a powerful message to her and to the world. Your respect starts from within. Carry this wisdom forward, because in the end, respect begins where dependency ends. Number 2, the moment of realization. Every relationship has a defining moment, a point where reality hits like a tidal wave. For her, it's not just a passing thought, it's a profound awakening, a sudden, undeniable realization that she lost something truly valuable, you. But here's the key. This moment only happens because you embodied the Stoic mindset, one of strength, self-respect, and unshakable value. When you walk away from a situation that no longer aligns with your principles, it creates an impact, one that no distraction, no social event, no rebound can erase. And then it happens. Maybe it's a song on the radio, a random photo, a quiet night when her mind isn't occupied. Out of nowhere, the weight of everything she avoided facing comes crashing down. It's not just about missing you. It's something deeper. It's about confronting her own role in what went wrong. She starts to see how pride, ego, or a lack of appreciation may have pushed you away. And worse, she realizes you're not coming back. It's a moment of self-awareness that's both painful and transformative. Your absence forces her to see not just the man she lost, but the gaps within herself. She's not just longing for you, she's longing to be the version of herself that once felt worthy of your presence. The harsh truth about value. Ever notice how people don't realize the worth of something until it's gone? This is no different. When you stand firm in your boundaries, when you refuse to accept anything less than respect, you send a message loud and clear: you are a high-value man, and you will not compromise your dignity. This is the essence of winning with Stoic strength. Her realization will shape her. Whether she grows from it or stays trapped in regret is her path to walk. A true story that proves this. A man once walked away from a long-term relationship where his efforts were taken for granted. For months, she acted unbothered, like nothing had changed. But over time, the cracks began to show. A shared playlist brought back memories of their late-night talks. A mutual friend casually mentioned his name, and suddenly the emotions hit her like a flood. Then one day, she texted him. "I finally understand what you meant when you said you needed more than a surface-level connection." But by then, he had already moved on, not out of spite, not to hurt her, but because he had fully embraced his worth. The lesson? How often do we let the fear of loss stop us from standing firm in our values? By holding on to something unbalanced, you betray yourself. A high-value man knows that walking away isn't just an act of strength, it's an act of self-love. And when you do it, you create a ripple effect. You become a mirror, forcing others to confront their own shortcomings. Are you ready to step into the man you're meant to be? This isn't about revenge. It's not about hoping she realizes your value. It's about staying true to yourself. Because when you operate from a Stoic mindset, you control the narrative. You remind her, and more importantly, yourself, that respect is the foundation of all meaningful connections. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to embrace your true worth, even if it means walking away? Comment 1 if yes. Comment 2 if no. This is the path to true power. Mastering. Stoic strength isn't just about transforming your relationships. It's about elevating your entire life. And here's the truth. Once you embody this mindset, you'll never have to chase respect again. It will follow you naturally, because the man who truly values himself commands respect without ever demanding it. Number 3, the power of emotional detachment. The secret to true power. Emotional detachment. But let's be clear, detachment isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about choosing to protect your peace, principles, and happiness above all else. In a world where emotional outbursts are often mistaken for strength, mastering Stoic detachment makes you stand out. Because when you detach, you send a message. not just to her, but to everyone around you. Your self-respect is non-negotiable. Why emotional detachment changes everything. Imagine this. You've just come out of a relationship. Most men would plead, argue, or desperately try to fix things, but instead you choose silence. You remain calm, you stay composed, and just like that, you disrupt the entire narrative. No anger, no begging, no drama. Suddenly, you're no longer the predictable man she thought she could sway with a single tear or angry word. Instead, you embody something far more powerful, a strength she can't ignore. The kind of strength Marcus Aurelius described when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. And now a shift begins. She starts to wonder, why isn't he fighting for me? Why doesn't he react? Has he already moved on? These questions linger in her mind, growing louder with each passing day. But this isn't about playing games. It's not about pretending to move on. It's because you've chosen to focus on what truly matters, your self-worth, your goals, and your peace. Why detachment is magnetic. In modern relationships, emotional detachment isn't just a tool. It's the foundation for a life of confidence and fulfillment. Think about it. How often have you allowed others to dictate your mood? How many times have you let emotions derail your focus? What could change if you refuse to hand over that power? The truth is, detachment is deeply attractive because it signals emotional strength. Most men crumble or lash out when a relationship ends, but when you remain stoic, when you walk away with dignity, she sees something rare, a man who values himself more than fleeting validation, a man who doesn't need to win an argument or rekindle an old love because he's already won where it matters most, within himself. And as the days go by, she'll start to realize just how rare those qualities really are. This isn't about punishment, it's about reclaiming your power. By detaching, you send a message. Your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. You're not just a man, you're a force. Someone who refuses to let external circumstances dictate his inner world. As Epictetus once said, we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. By detaching, you control that judgment. You ensure your focus stays on growth, not distractions. The void she can't ignore. When she looks back, she won't just miss you. She'll miss the version of herself that she became when she was with you. High-value men inspire greatness in others. They challenge people to rise to a higher standard. And now, without you, she's forced to confront the gap, the difference between who she is now and who she was when you were in her life. And that void? It's more than just loneliness. It's the loss of something irreplaceable. Your choice, weakness or strength? So ask yourself, do you want to be remembered as the man who couldn't let go, or as the man who walked away with his head held high, focused on his purpose and potential? Because here's the truth. Emotional detachment isn't a weakness, it's your superpower. It allows you to protect your energy, prioritize your growth, and move through life with unwavering confidence. And when you embrace this strength, you don't just change how she sees you. You change how you see yourself. You change how you see yourself. And that's the ultimate victory. Mastering this lesson isn't just about relationships. It's about shaping the man you're destined to become. Because true power lies not in chasing validation, but in knowing your worth and standing firm in it. Number 4, the shock of absence. When you remove yourself from a situation, when you truly detach, it sends a message louder than words ever could. It's not just an exit, it's a reality shift. The space you leave behind isn't just noticed, it's felt, and its weight grows heavier with time. Because here's the truth, women often underestimate the emotional gravity a high-value man brings until it's gone. the void. She can't ignore your strength, your stability, your very presence. These things become an anchor in her life, one she may not even realize she relies on, until it disappears. At first, she may act unaffected. She may tell herself she's better off, dive into distractions, or even rush into something new. But the truth always catches up. It sneaks in during the quietest moments, when she hears a song that reminds her of you, when she reaches for her phone but stops herself, when she's alone with her thoughts. And that's when it hits. This isn't just about missing you, it's about realizing she's lost something irreplaceable. The reality check. She didn't expect she may try to fill the void, keeping busy, leaning on friends, even seeking comfort in someone new. But deep down, she knows. Nothing will replicate what you brought into her life, because your absence isn't just the loss of a person, it's the loss of security, purpose, and strength, things that can't be replaced overnight. And the most powerful part, this moment doesn't just force her to reflect on you, it forces her to confront herself, her own insecurities, her own mistakes, her own role in what was lost. Why walking away is an act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's the essence of Stoicism. Walking away isn't about punishing her, it's about honoring yourself. It's about recognizing that your value isn't up for negotiation. Because high-value men don't beg, they don't plead, and they don't linger where they aren't respected. Instead, they move forward, rooted in purpose, confidence, and unwavering self-worth. The psychological ripple effect. The moment she realizes you're really gone, that's when everything shifts, because this isn't just a break, it's permanent. A man who truly respects himself doesn't turn back. And that permanence, it forces her to confront the reality of her choices. She isn't just losing you, she's losing everything you represented, the strength, stability, and authenticity she may never find again. The legacy of a high-value man. True respect isn't something you demand, it's something you command by your actions, by your mindset, by the way you carry yourself. And when you walk away with dignity, you leave behind something unforgettable, because the shock of absence isn't just a moment, it's a lesson, one that stays with her long after you're gone. Your turn. Have you ever experienced the shock of absence in a relationship? Number 5, regret and introspection. Regret is a relentless teacher. Once it takes hold, it doesn't let go easily. At first, losing you might have seemed like just another chapter closing, something she could brush off with distractions or the excitement of someone new. But time has a way of exposing illusions. Slowly, regret creeps in, not like a sudden storm, but like a whisper that won't go away. And what happens when those whispers turn into a deafening roar? She's forced to confront a painful truth. Losing you wasn't just about losing a person, it was about losing something irreplaceable. The mirror. She can't look away from this is where introspection begins. At first, she might have told herself that moving on would be easy, that the stability, respect, and value you brought weren't all that unique. But when the distractions fade and the noise quiets, her mind turns inward. She begins to replay every moment, every word exchanged, every effort you made to hold things together. This isn't just surface-level regret, it's an emotional reckoning. Why didn't I communicate better? Why did I let my pride come before our connection? Why didn't I see his value before it was too late? These aren't fleeting thoughts, they're persistent, unavoidable, like a mirror she can't turn away from, because the truth is, she didn't just lose you, she lost the best version of herself, the version that felt secure, appreciated, loved. not because of external validation, but because of the energy you poured into her life. Regret is painful, but introspection is transformative. For so long, it was easier to point fingers, to focus on what you didn't do, to justify her actions. But now, with the clarity of hindsight and the absence of your stabilizing presence, she's left to face the truth. This is the moment where Stoic principles reveal their power, because you weren't just a partner, you were an anchor, a man of unwavering value, someone who brought calm, strength, and authenticity into her life. And now, that presence is gone. The harsh reality of lost value. Think about it. How often do people realize the true value of something only after it's gone? This regret forces her to ask, why didn't I appreciate him when I had him? Why didn't I rise to meet him halfway? And most importantly, what does this reveal about me? These questions cut deep, but they're necessary for growth, because introspection, though painful, is an opportunity, a lesson, a chance to evolve. Your value isn't determined by recognition. Here's where your mindset matters. This isn't about her regret. This is about you understanding your own worth. A Stoic man knows his value is not measured by someone else's ability to see it. It is measured by the standards he upholds for himself. If she failed to recognize what she had, it does not diminish your worth. You are still the man who brings authenticity, respect, and stability to every relationship. Let her regret serve as a reminder of what happens when someone takes that for granted. A question to you: are you living in a way that upholds your value, or are you compromising for the sake of others? True growth doesn't come from their recognition. It comes from your ability to maintain integrity and purpose, no matter who comes and goes. Regret may transform her, but it should never define you. Instead, let it reinforce your commitment to self-respect and emotional independence. If you've made it this far, you're stepping into your true power. Drop a comment saying, "I embody emotional strength," to show you're ready to embrace self-respect and independence. Number 6, biological and emotional cravings, the move that instantly sets you apart. When it comes to respect, there's one defining action that separates high-value men from the rest, one that cements you in her mind as irreplaceable: emotional detachment paired with unwavering self-respect. Beneath all the games, the attraction, and the fleeting emotions, there's a truth most people overlook. Women, just like men, are driven by primal instincts. And one of the strongest is the need for emotional security. This isn't a weakness, it's a biological and emotional craving that shapes human connection. And when you, a man of value, step back and remove your presence, something profound happens. It's not just about your absence, it's about the void left behind, the space where your strength, stability, and clarity once stood. You were more than just a presence, you were an anchor. A Stoic man is not simply someone in a woman's life, he is an anchor in her storm, the calm amidst chaos. You didn't need her to complete you, you chose her. And that choice carried a weight she may not have even realized until it was gone. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how some people only appreciate a sunset after the darkness takes over? That's exactly what happens when you walk away. Not to punish, not to manipulate, but because your self-respect will never allow you to chase. The strength to walk away is the strength to command. Respect, as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, walking away may look like detachment, but in reality, it's one of the greatest assertions of self-worth. Now ask yourself, why do some men crumble under rejection while others rise above it? because the ones who rise understand something critical. You cannot control someone else's actions, but you can control your reaction. Walking away is not a tactic, it's a declaration of emotional independence. And this is exactly where Stoicism becomes so powerful in today's world. It teaches that true happiness isn't found in validation from others, it comes from the strength within. The realization that hits her the hardest. The moment she realizes you've truly moved on, not just physically, but emotionally, it strikes deeper than anything else. Why? Because the foundation you provided can't be easily replaced. She might try, through work, through social circles, even in the arms of another. But deep down, she knows it's not the same. This is when her craving intensifies, not just for the relationship, but for the emotional security you embodied. And here's the irony. This craving isn't about dependency. It's about the realization that what you brought into her life was rare, because it was built on purpose, strength, and an unshakable sense of self. Are you truly living as a high-value man? This isn't about her. It never was. This is about you. Ask yourself, am I living as the high-value man I claim to be? Not for her, not for anyone else, but for myself. Because the respect you seek doesn't start with her. It starts within you. A man who respects himself will always command respect from others. It's as inevitable as the tide. Your ability to step away, let go, and stand firm in your values creates a ripple effect that no amount of chasing could ever match. The power of Stoicism in a man's life. Remember, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life. When you embody its core principles, self-control, resilience, and purpose, you don't just survive loss, you thrive beyond it, and that is what makes you unforgettable. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So the next time you feel tempted to chase, explain yourself, or seek validation, take a breath and ask, what would a man who values himself do? Because when you fully embody that strength, she won't just respect you, she'll crave the emotional stability you bring into her life. And that's a power few men will ever truly understand. The memories that refuse to fade. The memories of your time together don't just linger, they evolve into an unstoppable force she can't escape. At first, they may seem harmless, even comforting. She might smile at the thought of your laugh, or recall the way your gaze spoke volumes without a single word. But time has a way of sharpening these memories into a double-edged sword. What once felt like warmth turns into a piercing ache as she begins to confront the emotional void you once filled. These memories aren't just snapshots of the past, they are deeply rooted in how you made her feel, why your presence was more than just physical. In Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And that's exactly where these memories take hold, deep within her thoughts, growing stronger over time. The emotional security you provided, your steady presence during turbulent times, your unwavering support, these things become irreplaceable. It's not just your physical absence that leaves a mark, it's the undeniable absence of the emotional sanctuary you once represented. This realization doesn't hit all at once, it comes in waves. During a quiet evening, a pause in the midst of a busy day, or in a moment of unexpected solitude. Modern life offers endless distractions, but no career ambition, no social gathering, no fleeting relationship can permanently erase the echoes of what once was. The small moments that become unforgettable. Women, like men, often find themselves returning to the small, intimate details that seemed insignificant at the time but grow monumental in hindsight. Maybe it was the way you made her coffee exactly how she liked it, or the private jokes only the two of you understood, or the way you looked at her with a quiet, unwavering admiration that made her feel like the center of your world. These seemingly minor details, they form the backbone of unshakable respect. And they're the very things no replacement can ever truly emulate. Why comparisons become inevitable. As she ventures into new connections, the comparisons start. At first, she might tell herself, I can find someone else who treats me just as well. But the truth? Genuine connection, grounded in emotional strength and stability, is rare. The more she experiences shallow substitutes, the more vividly she remembers your authenticity. And this is the moment respect becomes unshakable, not because she wants to admit it, but because she has no choice. The truth is undeniable. What you offered wasn't ordinary. How Stoicism plays into this. So, what does Stoicism have to do with all of this? Everything. Stoicism teaches inner strength, independence, and purpose. These qualities naturally command respect, because they cannot be faked. Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When you detach from the need for validation and focus on being a man of substance, respect follows, even when you're not seeking it. Your legacy is built on the memories you leave behind. Let this be your reminder. Respect is not demanded, it is earned through small, consistent actions that align with your values. In today's world, this means checkmark, focusing on self-improvement, checkmark, maintaining emotional independence, checkmark. Treating every interaction with authenticity, because the memories you leave behind, shaped by your character and actions, become your legacy, a force that persists, strengthens, and commands respect long after you're gone. Affirm this to yourself. I am the memory that lingers long after the moment fades. I am the man whose presence is irreplaceable, whose respect is earned, not given. Say these words whenever doubt creeps in, because you are crafting a legacy through your actions, one that will echo in the hearts of those who have experienced your authenticity, strength, and unwavering values. Let this be your reminder. Respect is not forced. It is the natural result of living with purpose and consistency. Stick with me because we're just getting started. Your presence is only growing in power, and soon, everyone will realize just how irreplaceable you truly are. The storm of what-ifs and the weight of regret. When a woman loses a high-value man, the what-ifs become an unrelenting storm in her mind, one that tears apart her confidence and forces her into deep self-reflection. These aren't just fleeting thoughts, they are moments of reckoning that strike in solitude, triggered by a song, a familiar place, or even an idle conversation. Suddenly her mind spirals, replaying every moment of your relationship, dissecting her words, actions, and decisions. She searches for the precise instant where she faltered, the moment you slipped away. The trap of regret and self-blame. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-reflection is necessary for growth, but without clarity and resolve, it becomes a trap. These what-ifs don't just make her miss you, they push her into a cycle of regret, self-blame, and an unyielding longing for a past she cannot change. At first, these thoughts are fleeting, but over time they become pervasive, touching every corner of her life. She doesn't just regret losing you, she begins to question her own worth and identity. The pain of self-realization. She starts recognizing patterns in her own behavior, moments of selfishness, insecurity, or emotional unavailability that she once overlooked. And deep down, she knows these flaws played a role in the downfall of the relationship. This realization cuts like a knife, because it's not just about losing the relationship. It's about mourning the person she aspired to be when she was with you, the version of herself that was guided, inspired, and elevated by your presence, the curse and the catalyst. This self-blame is both a curse and a catalyst. It keeps her bound to your memory, replaying the past. But it also forces her to confront the truth about herself. This kind of introspection isn't just painful, it's transformative. She starts remembering all the times she dismissed your efforts, let her pride dominate, or failed to appreciate what you brought into her life. And as these realizations set in, something dangerous happens. She romanticizes the past. She remembers the highlights of your time together while conveniently forgetting the struggles. Your relationship becomes the standard against which she judges all future connections. But here's the problem. No one measures up. And so she finds herself perpetually disappointed and longing for what she lost. The power of your absence. Think about it. How often do we let pride or fear drive wedges between us and the people who matter most? Are there moments in your life where you've failed to appreciate someone who brought immense value into your world? For her, these regrets are a stark reminder that had she embraced self-awareness and accountability sooner, she might have been spared this pain. Now she's left questioning whether she's even capable of love or worthy of maintaining a connection with someone as remarkable as you. Why a high-value man is unforgettable. Here's the truth. When a man embodies wisdom, emotional strength, and purpose, his absence isn't just felt, it echoes. Your departure has become her mirror, reflecting truths she spent years avoiding. Outwardly, she puts on a brave face, but inside, she battles doubts that leave her hesitant and guarded. She builds walls to protect herself from repeating past mistakes. But those same walls now keep her from experiencing genuine love and connection. A lesson for both of you. Ultimately, this story carries a vital lesson. For her, it's a wake-up call to cherish what matters before it's lost. For you, it's a testament to the influence you hold as a man of value. Your presence inspires growth. Your absence transforms lives. When you embrace a Stoic mindset, understanding the weight of your actions and their impact, you navigate relationships with wisdom and clarity. Are you showing gratitude and effort to the people who elevate your life? Or are you taking them for granted? Because one day, the regrets might not belong to her. They might belong to you, the unmatched standard, why she can't replace you. No one else carries your unwavering principles, your stoic happiness, or the calm, unshakable confidence you exude. And here's the thing, it's not just about missing you, it's about realizing the standard you set, one she may never find again. The harsh reality of comparison. When she first walked away, she likely believed the world's narrative. Men are replaceable, interchangeable, and easy to upgrade. But what happens when reality doesn't match that assumption? She starts meeting other men, comparing them to you. And with every interaction, the truth becomes clearer. Where others falter under pressure, you stood firm. Where they spoke but didn't truly listen, you made her feel heard. Where they sought validation, you were self-assured, rooted in your values. These comparisons aren't conscious, they unfold naturally over time. And with each moment, your absence grows louder than the noise of any new connection. The weight of her realization. It's in this space that the weight of her loss becomes unbearable. She remembers your quiet strength, your ability to inspire without boasting, the way you embodied the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. And today she realizes something painful. While she was out searching for someone better, she overlooked the extraordinary partner she already had. The power of living by principles. Marcus Aurelius once said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You didn't just know this truth, you lived it. You taught her, through your actions, what it means to live by principles rather than fleeting emotions. But here's where this realization becomes truly transformative. Not for her, but for you, because by the time this truth hits her, you've already moved forward. Are you still the man she can't forget? By now, you've become a stronger, wiser version of yourself, a man who thrives on his own terms, built on Stoic happiness and a clear purpose. And this is where the real question arises. Are you still living as the man she cannot forget? Or have you allowed yourself to be diluted by the weight of her absence? Ask yourself, do you let her realization of your worth define you? Or do you define your worth through the way you live each day? As a Stoic man, you already know the answer. Your value was never about her acknowledgement. It was about the integrity of your actions and the clarity of your purpose. A life that commands respect. The world often overlooks the rare, but those who live authentically never go unnoticed for long. This isn't just her story, it's yours. A story of standing tall, being a pillar of strength and wisdom, living a life so exceptional that it commands respect without ever asking for it. So reflect on this. How can you continue growing into the man who not only inspires respect, but leaves a legacy of unshakable value? The affirmation of a high-value man. This is Stoic happiness. The quiet, profound satisfaction of knowing you live by your principles and never compromise your worth. Say this out loud. I am the embodiment of strength, wisdom, and unshakable confidence. My value is not defined by others' recognition, but by the integrity of my actions and the clarity of my purpose. I live by my principles and stand firm in who I am. Hold this truth close to your heart, because you are irreplaceable. And your worth? It's built on the foundation of your own actions, not the fleeting acknowledgement of others. Remind yourself of this every single day. Keep growing, keep thriving, continue to be the man who cannot be forgotten. Moving forward with strength. There's a lesson in life that separates those who merely exist from those who truly thrive, the power to move forward with unwavering strength in relationships, in purpose, in life. And this, gentlemen, is the essence of Stoic mastery. Harnessing every moment, the path to mastery. Every moment, every challenge, every setback is fuel for your growth and mastery over your own destiny. When you rise above the noise of longing and distraction, something remarkable happens. You create a gravitational pull, a quiet, commanding energy that doesn't beg for attention, it demands it. She may watch from afar, captivated by your strength. She may even test your resolve. But what is Stoicism if not the art of emotional discipline and unshakable clarity, the power of moving forward? Marcus Aurelius said it best, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your true power lies in understanding this. The closure she seeks is no longer your responsibility. Instead, your focus remains locked onto your purpose, a life built on integrity, a mindset rooted in unshakable values, a presence that commands respect, not requests it. This isn't about leaving her behind, it's about advancing forward toward a life of limitless potential, because moving forward is the ultimate act of self-respect. Respect is earned, not given. Respect isn't begged for, it isn't bargained for, it is commanded through action, and your refusal to engage in drama, mind games, or emotional chaos, that sets a standard of dignity that defines you. You've set the bar high. And now, only those who meet your standards will have a place in your world. The modern Stoic approach. This is the modern application of Stoicism. A life where your self-worth is unshakable. A mindset that commands respect in all areas of life. A presence that naturally draws people in, women, colleagues, friends, because of the way you carry yourself. The truth? Losing you may be her greatest lesson. A painful reminder of what happens when you undervalue a man who knows his worth. But for you, her loss is simply another stepping stone toward greatness. A life aligned with purpose. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. You don't compromise your vision. You don't dilute your principles for anyone. You surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. And in doing so, you reinforce one undeniable truth. Respect is non-negotiable. It is earned through commitment to self-improvement and emotional strength. The rare power of staying anchored. In today's world, where distractions are endless and values feel fleeting, the ability to stay anchored in your purpose, that is a rare and powerful trait. As you move forward, leaving behind anything that no longer serves you, you embody the essence of Stoicism, resilience, clarity, an unyielding commitment to excellence. Let her watch, let her wonder, but understand this, your value was never dependent on someone else's recognition. Your worth is a reflection of the life you build, the choices you make, the standards you refuse to lower. The ultimate truth, you are the prize. At the core of it all, you are the prize. Your journey isn't about proving your value to anyone. It's about living as the best version of yourself. And when you move forward with this level of clarity and purpose, you become unstoppable. The future you build will not only demand respect, it will command admiration. Because a high-value man does not chase validation. He becomes a beacon of respect through his actions, his principles, his unshakable resolve. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't waste yours. Keep growing, keep striving, and most importantly, keep proving to yourself that you are the standard others must rise to meet. This is what it means to live a life of respect, strength, Stoic wisdom. Take action. Now, if this message resonated with you, drop a comment below. I am the prize. Own your value. And if you're serious about building a life of purpose and strength, subscribe to Win Stoic to stay on this journey of growth. Share this message with a friend who needs it. Hit like and let's keep pushing each other toward greatness. Thank you for being here. He who angers you conquers you. A Stoic guide to rising above. Hate, welcome back to Win Stoic. Today, we're diving into a powerful Stoic truth. If someone hates you or wants to see you sad, it reveals more about them than it does about you. Betrayal, resentment, or hostility, these moments can shake your foundation. They can make you question yourself. But what if I told you that these very challenges hold the key to your greatest growth? Through Stoic principles, you can transform negativity into strength, resilience, and wisdom. What's one lesson you've learned from facing adversity? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight could inspire someone today. Now let's dive in. 1. Why someone hates you and wants to see you sad. When someone resents you or delights in your struggles, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a window into their own inner turmoil. According to Stoic life lessons, this kind of behavior stems from 3 core reasons, and none of them are truly about you. Reason number 1, insecurity breeds resentment, jealousy, and feelings of inadequacy often drive people to compare themselves to you. When they feel they don't measure up, resentment takes root. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Those who struggle with their own insecurities see your confidence, your success, even your peace of mind as a threat. Your achievements magnify their self-doubt. Your strength highlights their weakness. Rather than improving themselves, they project envy and bitterness onto you. Reason number 2, they hate what they can't control. People who thrive on manipulation cannot stand those who refuse to be controlled. When you stand firm in your values, when you refuse to conform to their expectations, they feel powerless. Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Your emotional independence frustrates them. Your refusal to engage in their games infuriates them. But here's the Stoic truth, their actions are beyond your control. What is in your control? Your response, your composure, your unwavering peace. By refusing to retaliate, you strip them of the power they seek over you. This is the essence of Stoicism in action. Reason number 3, their hate reflects their own pain. Hurt people. Many project their personal struggles, unresolved wounds, and internal chaos onto others. Rather than confronting their pain, they seek an external target, and sometimes that target is you. It's easier to villainize someone else than to face their own flaws. Seneca reminds us, it is a great man's part to let bygones be bygones and show himself generous to his slanderers. Their cruelty isn't about you, it's a mirror of their own suffering. And that's where true Stoic wisdom comes in. How to respond with Stoic strength. So, when faced with hatred, jealousy, or negativity, what should you do? Maintain emotional fortitude. Refuse to let their hatred dictate your peace. See their hostility as an opportunity to grow stronger. Remember, no amount of hatred can tarnish someone rooted in their values. Take their negativity as a test of your resolve. Use it to reinforce your commitment to self-mastery. Detach from their words and actions. They do not define you. By doing this, you embody the ultimate Stoic mindset. You remain unshaken, a rock amidst the storm. This is Stoicism in action. This is more than just philosophy. It's a blueprint for resilience, a guide to understanding human behavior with wisdom and grace. Have you ever faced hate or betrayal? How did you handle it? Don't let their actions define you. A Stoic approach to rising above negativity. Sometimes in life you'll cross paths with people who seem to carry an unexplained dislike for you. They may wish for your failure, undermine your efforts, or even take pleasure in your sadness. At first it feels personal, maybe even painful. But Stoicism teaches us to step back and see these moments through a lens of understanding and self-mastery. When someone harbors resentment or ill will toward you, it usually boils down to 3 core reasons. 1. They see in you a reflection of their own insecurities. They misunderstand or envy your strengths. They are acting from a place of internal unhappiness. Understanding this shifts the dynamic. The key is not to internalize their negativity or let their actions define your worth. Your value is not determined by their opinions. Stoicism reminds us, what others do is a reflection of their character, not a measure of your worth. Someone's bitterness or harmful intent says more about their inner turmoil than it does about you. The real power lies in your response. Your Stoic happiness, rooted in rationality and self-respect, acts as a shield against their toxicity. Let's put this into perspective with a real-world example. Emma's story. Rising above negativity. Imagine a young entrepreneur, Emma. She starts a small business, fueled by passion and relentless dedication. Over time, her hard work pays off. Her business grows, and she gains recognition. But then, Emma notices something unsettling. A former colleague, one who once dismissed her ideas, now publicly mocks her success, undermining her at every opportunity. At first, Emma feels hurt and angry. She starts questioning herself. Did I do something wrong? Why would they treat me this way? What did I do to deserve this? But one evening, she stumbles upon a Stoic principle. We are not disturbed by things but by our opinions about them. Epictetus. She has a realization her former colleagues' actions are not a reflection of truth, but of insecurity. Instead of dwelling on their negativity, she chooses to focus on what she can control: her work, her passion, her peace of mind. Her perspective shifts. Their actions, though loud, are powerless unless she allows them in. She doesn't need their approval to validate her success. Her happiness is hers to protect. And so, Emma perseveres. She doesn't retaliate. She doesn't waste time proving her worth. She simply keeps growing, reframing negativity. The Stoic mindset. Now let me ask you, when someone's words or actions provoke you, do you pause to consider what it says about them rather than about you? This simple shift in perspective can transform how you handle conflict and negativity. Imagine seeing every insult, every betrayal, every moment of unfair treatment as a lesson in emotional resilience, a test of your self-control, an opportunity to strengthen your inner peace. When you embrace Stoicism, you learn to detach from external judgments while anchoring your happiness in your own virtues and principles. The power of emotional sovereignty. The lesson here is simple, yet profound. Don't let the bitterness of others poison your spirit. Their actions are their burden to bear, not yours. Your peace is yours to guard. Respond with dignity, not retaliation. By doing this, you protect your happiness, demonstrate true self-mastery, and embody unshakable strength. The Stoics believed setting boundaries and mastering your inner peace. Have you set clear limits with others? Do you truly respect yourself, or have you allowed their opinions to dictate your worth? Here's something to think about. Every storm you endure strengthens your ability to navigate life's challenges. A Stoic mindset teaches us not to waste energy on things beyond our control, but instead to focus on what is within our grasp, our reactions, our growth, our peace. So ask yourself, are you letting their negativity shake you, or are you using it as a stepping stone to become unshakable? The truth is, high-value individuals, both men and women, do not allow the bitterness of others to dictate their inner state. They understand that challenges are not obstacles, but fuel for growth. Now what if, instead of retaliating or feeling crushed by their actions, you turned inward and focused on becoming your strongest self? The psychology behind their hate. When someone harbors hatred or resentment toward you, do you see it as a reflection of their shortcomings or your own? This is where Stoicism comes into play. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back and analyze the situation. Is their hate a silent confession of envy? Does your progress make them uncomfortable? Are they struggling with their own insecurities, projecting them onto you? More often than not, their anger has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their inner turmoil. High-value individuals recognize this. They refuse to let other people's limitations define them. In fact, every painful interaction carries a hidden lesson. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of seeing pain as punishment, see it as a teacher. Is this experience urging you to set stronger boundaries? Is it reminding you to stand firm in your values? Is it teaching you resilience and self-control? A Stoic mindset helps you recognize that adversity is not an enemy. It's a master teacher shaping you into someone unbreakable. So the next time someone's hate tries to drag you down, remember, you're not obligated to pick up what they're throwing. Will you let their negativity define your story, or will you let it fuel your growth? Forgive to free yourself. Have you ever wondered why someone seems to despise you or take pleasure in your struggles? It feels personal, even consuming. But the real power isn't in their actions, it's in your response. Today, we explore an essential Stoic life lesson: forgiveness, not for their sake, but for yours. Marcus Aurelius once said, "To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it." This wisdom reveals the true power of forgiveness. Let's be clear. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful actions or pretending they never happened. It's about choosing your peace over their hate. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment and reclaiming control over your emotions. Why holding on to anger hurts you more? In everyday life, we encounter countless moments where resentment can quietly creep into our hearts. A colleague undermines you. A loved one betrays your trust. Someone takes advantage of your kindness. These experiences sting, and the natural response is to hold on to anger. But here's the problem. Anger is a thief. It robs you of your happiness. It clouds your mind, preventing clarity. It gives continued power to those who hurt you. And Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we truly control is ourselves. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Seneca. By holding on to bitterness, you allow past pain to keep controlling you. Instead, forgiveness becomes an act of rebellion, a way to reclaim your freedom. The weight of resentment. A thought experiment. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a grudge, a betrayal, an unresolved hurt. Now imagine setting the backpack down and walking away. That's forgiveness. It doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean you excuse their behavior. It means you refuse to let it weigh you down any longer. Your freedom lies in letting go. Forgiveness isn't about them, it's about you. It's about choosing your peace over their hate, reclaiming your emotional power, refusing to let bitterness poison your spirit. So ask yourself, is holding on to resentment making you stronger, or is it keeping you stuck? What would it feel like to finally let go of that burden? Because at the end of the day, your inner peace is your greatest power, and no one can take that from you unless you let them. The power of forgiveness, reclaiming your inner peace. Seneca once said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Holding on to resentment doesn't punish the other person. It drains your energy and keeps you trapped in a battle that leaves you depleted. But when you choose forgiveness, you stop feeding negativity and start focusing on what truly matters. Why forgiveness is hard, but necessary. Modern life makes forgiveness challenging. Social media fuels comparison and envy. One simple scroll can reopen old wounds. We live in a fast-paced world, leaving little time to process emotions. Triggers are everywhere, reminding us of past betrayals and grievances. And yet this is where Stoic wisdom shines brightest. When faced with hostility, ask yourself, what is within my control? You'll find that the answer always lies in your attitude and choices. Dwelling on negativity gives power to others, while forgiveness aligns you with what Stoicism calls the tranquility of the mind, a state where true strength resides. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's power. Forgiveness isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's not about excusing bad behavior. It's about declaring this no longer controls me. When you forgive, you take back control of your emotions. Choose peace over resentment. Build resilience instead of feeding anger. This is emotional mastery, a skill that transforms relationships and builds unshakable inner strength. And here's the best part. Your example of grace and resilience can inspire others. When people see you letting go of grudges, it creates a ripple effect, encouraging peace instead of conflict. How to apply Stoic forgiveness in daily life. Start small. Think of a recent situation where you felt wronged. Write down your feelings. Acknowledge the pain. Now ask yourself, is my anger solving the problem or feeding it? Forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Each act of forgiveness is a step toward emotional freedom and a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. If this resonates with you, drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced the power of forgiveness? Let's talk about it. 5. Choose a strong and positive response. When someone harbors hatred toward you and wants to see you suffer, their actions usually stem from 3 core reasons. 1. Envy. They resent your success or happiness. 2. Misunderstanding. They judge without knowing the full story. 3. Unresolved pain. They project their own struggles onto you. But here's the key lesson. Their behavior is a reflection of them, not you. Your response determines your happiness and growth. Retaliation feels instinctive, but ask yourself, what does fighting back actually achieve? By reacting with anger, you allow their actions to dictate your emotions, stealing your peace. Instead, choose to rise above. True strength is mastering yourself. Imagine this. At work, a colleague constantly undermines your efforts. They spread negativity and try to damage your reputation. Why? Maybe they're jealous of your performance, struggling with their own insecurities, trying to provoke a reaction. A Stoic approach would be to maintain composure and focus on your own growth. Don't engage in gossip wars. Don't sink to their level. Instead, let your actions and professionalism speak louder. Over time, your calm and unshaken response will highlight your inner strength, while their bitterness will diminish them. People expect a reaction surprise them. Instead, some people thrive on drama. They create chaos just to watch you react. But when you respond with checkmark, calmness, checkmark, grace, checkmark, resilience, you disarm them completely. This doesn't mean ignoring injustice. It means responding with clarity, focusing on solutions, rather than fueling negativity. In today's fast-paced world where envy and misunderstandings are everywhere, emotional mastery is your greatest superpower. So ask yourself, are you letting their negativity control you? Or are you standing firm in your values, unaffected by their attempts to bring you down? Because your inner peace is yours to protect, and no one can take it from you unless you let them. Mastering your mind, the Stoic way to rise above negativity. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom, a reminder to pause, reflect, and choose personal growth over fleeting conflicts. Think about this. Someone insults you online, a colleague unfairly criticizes you, a friend misunderstands your actions. What happens next? Their words only have power if you let them. Instead of reacting, redirect your energy toward building yourself, whether that means learning a new skill, practicing mindfulness, strengthening your relationships with people who uplift you. Here's a powerful truth. Holding on to anger or seeking revenge only prolongs your suffering. But choosing to respond with calmness, self-improvement, and inner peace, that's where real freedom lies. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let this wisdom guide you when faced with negativity. If today's message resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments or simply type, "Very cool." Your support is a huge encouragement to us. Thank you. 6. Turn pain into strength. Have you ever wondered why someone harbors hatred towards you? It's painful, confusing, unsettling. But through a Stoic lens, it usually comes down to 3 reasons. 1. Envy. Your success highlights something they feel they lack. 2. Misunderstanding. They judge what they don't fully understand. 3. Their own unhappiness. Hurt people tend to hurt others. Now ask yourself, does their hatred reflect who you truly are? Or is it simply a mirror of their own struggles? As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Use negativity as fuel for growth. When someone tries to bring you down, it's often because your confidence reminds them of their insecurities. Your happiness contrasts with their inner struggles. Your success makes them question their own path. So here's the first Stoic lesson. Instead of letting their negativity consume you, use it as a mirror to strengthen your resolve. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I rise above their pettiness? High-value individuals know this. Your energy is too precious to waste on negativity. Instead, focus on your goals, your growth, your peace of mind. Because winning in life doesn't mean controlling others, it means mastering yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. The second reason people may resent you: misunderstanding. People often judge what they don't fully understand. But here's the beauty of Stoic wisdom. You don't need to justify yourself to everyone. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let others think what they want. Your value isn't defined by their perception. Your integrity speaks louder than their assumptions. Now imagine this. What would happen if you let go of the need to prove yourself? How much more freedom would you feel if you simply lived in alignment with your values? Turn adversity into strength. The third reason people might lash out: their own unhappiness. Hurt people. Hurt people. It's that simple. Their negativity isn't about you. Their bitterness is their own burden. But here's your power move. Instead of letting their unhappiness bring you down, use it as a challenge to build resilience. Every insult, every betrayal, every setback, it's all fuel to make you stronger and wiser. As Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. So why not see their hatred as a workout for your character? Refine your patience, fortify your confidence, sharpen your focus, because the ultimate Stoic victory isn't proving them wrong, it's becoming unshakable. The power of forgiveness, a Stoic's path to freedom. Forgiveness isn't a gift to the one who wronged you. It's an act of self-liberation. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, it is not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. Holding on to anger and resentment is like gripping a burning coal, hoping it will hurt someone else, but in reality, it only harms you. Forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful actions. It means freeing yourself from the toxic grip of negative emotions, the ones that drain your energy, cloud your mind, and distract you from your purpose. Forgiveness, reclaiming your power. In Stoicism, forgiveness aligns with the principle of control, letting go of what you cannot change, others' actions, and focusing on what you can control, your response. When you forgive, you take back power over your emotions. You refuse to let someone else dictate your mental state. Imagine this. Someone resents you. They thrive on seeing you crumble under their negativity. But when you forgive, you shatter their illusion of power. You rise above their malice, untouched, unshaken. In this sense, forgiveness isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the ultimate power move, a decision to prioritize your well-being over their negativity. The emotional freedom of letting go. In today's fast-paced world, conflicts and stresses are everywhere. Workplace drama, arguments with loved ones, betrayal by friends. Holding grudges only amplifies your pain. Forgiveness, on the other hand, lightens your emotional load, allowing you to redirect your energy toward growth, joy, and success. Through forgiveness, you cultivate emotional resilience, a key principle in Stoic philosophy. It teaches you to face hostility without becoming bitter, to meet injustice without losing your peace. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Forgiveness as a tool for inner peace. When you choose forgiveness, you detach from negativity, refuse to be controlled by others' bitterness, find serenity in a chaotic world. This wisdom is especially powerful today, where many struggle with toxic relationships, workplace politics, social pressures. Instead of engaging in arguments or allowing it to bring her down, Anna focused on her goals and surrounded herself with supportive people. She adopted a Stoic mantra: "What others think of me is their burden, not mine." As she moved forward, she found her joy returning, no longer shaken by external opinions. Are you letting others dictate your emotions? Think about your own life for a moment. Are there people whose actions or words still affect you deeply? What would happen if you chose to release their influence and fill that space with peace and self-love? When you stop letting others dictate your emotions, you reclaim your power. Stoicism reminds us your happiness and peace are not dependent on the actions of others. They are yours to cultivate. A simple but profound lesson. Next time someone tries to bring you down, pause and reflect. Are they revealing something about their own struggles? Can you respond with self-compassion instead of anger? Your peace is sacred, and your happiness is yours to protect. Focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, your reactions, your attitude. By doing this, you don't just shield yourself from negativity, you open new doors to possibilities and deeper joy. Your challenge. Today, a Stoic reflection. Take a moment to reflect. Where in your life can you let go of past hurts? What small steps can you take to embrace the present with a Stoic mindset? Thank you for watching. Remember, other people's hatred does not define your worth. Respond with strength, transform pain into wisdom, and embrace forgiveness. This is how you unlock peace and emotional freedom. Which of these Stoic principles resonates most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this message speaks to you, like and share this video to inspire others on their journey to strength and resilience. See you in the next one. Blast off.